Yo, what's good, y'all? Welcome back. And more Kyrie Irving stuff because, as you guys know, the Kyrie trade went through. I made a bunch of videos about this whole thing. It's crazy. It's awesome. I like it for the league. It makes things more interesting for sure. And that's really all we can ask for at this point as NBA fans, especially me, because I'm a Bulls fan, which means, it sucks, honestly, because I can't really watch my team anymore because when I watch them, I gotta hope for them to lose. I gotta root for the other team because I want them to tank and get good draft picks because I know they're not doing shit. They're not getting the playoffs. What's the point of them winning? It's just bad for them. So I want them to tank, which puts me in a really conflicted spot. So with all this stuff going on, I want the rest of the NBA to be more interesting. And this is definitely something adding to that, this Kyrie trade. Now, with a Kyrie trade, we get these repercussions and news stories. The hype for the Boston Celtics, I've already addressed that. I'm not going to make another video about how I don't think the Celtics, are going to be able to beat the Cavs regardless, because I already said that. I still don't think this team has it. I don't know what you need, but I don't think this is it. I don't think this is not the best team LeBron's faced, but look, this team can be threatening in years after LeBron's reign is over or toning down. They could be the team that knocks him off because they certainly have a future with Hayward and Kyrie Irving there, along with, guys on the up and coming like, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum. But with this new season, the Boston Celtics are set to be a top 2 team in the Eastern Conference. I mean, we're pretty sure that's what's happening. A lot of people have them at that 1 seed. I'm not so sure at this point. I don't remember what I put them at in my predictions video, but it's pretty much irrelevant now because it's completely different than what it was before. Before they didn't have Kyrie Irving, now they do. They don't have IT anymore or Crowder. So, those changes are in effect, and I don't really know who's going to be the first seed. Either way, the Boston Celtics are most likely going to win, at least 50 games, maybe 55, and they will be top 2 in the East, probably. I would be surprised if they weren't. I mean, honestly, they should be, but if they're a 3rd or 4th seed, it's not, I guess I'd be surprised just because of all this hype before the season. But really, when you take a look at the team, I don't think it'd be that surprising as long as there's a 3rd seed team like the Wizards that maybe get better or something. But the point of this is that there's a good chance that the Celtics are going to be a top 2 seed. And with this, we get to, players in the MVP conversation on really good teams. And I saw this brought up. My man B-Souls brought it up on Twitter, who's been really hype about this on Twitter about this Kyrie trade and the Celtics expectations and, what's going to go on with them. Talking about Kyrie Irving as an MVP candidate, which pretty much inspired the, topic for this video. So shout out B-Souls. But I think that it's really interesting because Kyrie on LeBron's team, even though they're 1st or 2nd seed, whatever, he's never winning that MVP. He doesn't have a shot at it because he's not even the best player on his team. And, we all get this thing like, oh, well, if you're on LeBron's team, LeBron's the one doing the heavy lifting, and Kyrie Irving can't carry the team by himself. And, we all looked at him as that 2nd guy. And when you're a 2nd guy, you're not no MVP, no matter how good your team is. So Kyrie Irving obviously isn't going to win an MVP in Cleveland. And he wants more spotlight to himself because he feels like LeBron is in his way. He's not letting him shine because LeBron's there, and I don't know if that's it's not LeBron's fault because LeBron's just as good as he is. It's the way it should be. I mean, Kyrie should not be the number 1 guy on a team with LeBron. No one should be, right? But now that Kyrie's on this Celtics team, he has a shot at being an MVP candidate, something he could never be before, at really asserting himself in a way that could get him that type of praise because now he has a chance to be the best player on the team next season. I'm not saying it's a guarantee that he'll be the best player on the team. I know he'll be the best scorer, highest scorer, but we really have to see in terms of the impact that him and Gordon Hayward have on the team. Do they have a real positive impact overall? So, Kyrie Irving, obviously he's the guy. It seems like he's the bigger name than Gordon Hayward. But yeah, I mean, time will tell, honestly. But either way, Kyrie Irving is in as good of a position as ever to land an MVP case next year. And I talked about the MVPs, and I said, look, I think it's going to be Kawhi or KD, because look at these other guys, they have these restrictions. James Harden didn't win it last year, and now James Harden has CP3 on his team, so his numbers aren't going to be where they were last year. Russell Westbrook has PG-13 on his team. His numbers are going to be where they were last year either, which, you know, his numbers pretty much won him the MVP, let's be honest, even though I thought it was more about his contributions to the team and what he did for the team. Everybody got all mixed up in that triple-double talk. Look, I get it, but that wasn't... Anyway, off topic. And now after this trade in the East, we have these a different outlook. We have Isaiah and LeBron on the same team, and Kyrie and Gordon Hayward. And now you think, look, who's the biggest MVP candidate in the Eastern Conference? Now, first off, I want to say that I don't think that Kyrie Irving will be the most valuable player in the league at any point. Because if you guys know me, I acknowledge that Kyrie Irving is one of the best scorers in the game of basketball, period. The guy can make any shot possible with any amount of defenders on him from anywhere. He's incredible as a scorer, and this is what people get swept up in, because we get mixed up in, like, how much do you value scoring? Are you valuing scoring so much more than every other facet of basketball that you're going to weigh Kyrie Irving this high? Or you're like me, you know, who I believe it's more about your overall impact and how much better you make the team when you're on the court and shit like that. Kyrie Irving as a passer is nothing crazy. Kyrie Irving as a defender is not a good sight, right? And there are facets of the game where Kyrie Irving is just held back. And most importantly, leadership and ability to run a team by himself has never, ever been good or close to good. And that's one of the biggest things that, you know, I look at him in Boston and I'm like, well, how do I know he's capable of being a leader? I don't. We're going to have to see for ourselves. And look, the guy might get used to it. The guy might become a better leader. There's definitely a good chance of that just because of the fact that he's young. But for me, most valuable player is not a title I want to attribute to Kyrie Irving. The question is more about, will the NBA give Kyrie that award for a season he puts up? Because as we know, the Celtics are targeted to be a great team in the league. They're supposed to be top 2 in the East. There's a good chance they could be the first seed, which gives you a ton of attention for that MVP. And Kyrie Irving, without LeBron in his team, is going to have all the shots in the world. No, he's not going to shoot 40 shots a game, but he's going to have more freedom to do what he wants. And I think his stats are going to be better than they were in Cleveland. The guy, I could see him averaging 27 or 28 points per game next season or something like that, with, you know, 6 assists at least, and pretty decent field goal percentage and 3-point percentages. The guy with numbers that are good, you know, as a 1 seed lead best player on your team, depending on how he performs, the NBA is going to look at that, and, you know, that's the type of shit that they like to see. If you're leading your team and your team is great and you're great, that's really the criteria for the MVP award. It's about who can be the best on the best team. A lot of years, last year obviously it wasn't the case, but, you know, in the East, the Celtics definitely have a shot at the number 1 seed, I would say. I don't think they're going to get it, but it's not like it's impossible for them. Overall, though, in Kyrie Irving's current state, I don't expect this to happen. But, hey, I mean, maybe there really is something to playing behind LeBron, playing next to LeBron. For Kyrie Irving's sake, at least, he is made better when he isn't playing with LeBron, when he has more control. Maybe there's something about him, even though Kyrie Irving was pretty damn good as a second option on that team. He really was. He's one of the best second options in the NBA. So him being able to be better as a solo guy, I'm not a believer. I'm going to be honest, I'm not a believer, at least yet. If we see it happen, and trust me, it could happen, I'll be convinced. I'll believe when I see it. So Kyrie Irving MVP chances, I'm saying they're pretty low, but you never know. The MVP, you know, the NBA decides that MVP award, and if the guy's balling out, if the team's balling out, he's in the running. That's all you really need to be in the running. So yeah, I mean, we could really see that. So I'm gonna say no, but it's not out of the picture for the NBA to put him as an MVP candidate. You know, for him to get votes top 4 or 5, top 3 even. That's gonna do it for this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave a like, comment what you think about this topic. Is Kyrie Irving an MVP candidate? Is he not? Let me know, and I'm out. Thanks for watching, y'all. Peace.